video, so I'm playing What Remains of Edith Finch, not Flint. Okay, so, already got here. Yeah, I'm right. Maybe I gotta change my settings. I'm gonna turn these down just so it runs smoother. Auto detect object low. Everything going low. I have a better computer than that. Resolution. Bring that up to high. That can be a medium. And play. Sorry if the quality's not the best.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms. Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
My computer never stutters until I start streaming or...
I hadn't been...
Hold up. Let me do something.
back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Am I gonna have to leave that on medium? That on medium? Are you kidding me? I mean, that on low. There's literally only...
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Well, I haven't seen that much of this game, so sorry if I do something wrong. I think I was supposed to take the other path. Oh, that's better. Something big exploded in.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent, as if they're about to say something but never do.
Man, I hate having to This is just so gay. Actually, let me up the mic off here so I can talk normally. Hello. There we go. Alright, so basically I'm gonna try and complete this game in one whole run.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about
If
it.
I don't, I'll have part 1 in the title and part 2 will be out. Probably.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house. I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Oh, not that.
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
I was half expecting a jump scare. I literally haven't seen this game. I've seen like probably about 10-20 minutes of gameplay. I think I have to go around back because it doesn't open the front door. Oh, that was right in my ear. I was wondering what it was. Am I seriously
Crawling through the doggy door
doggy
used to be a lot easier when I was 11. The power had been turned off the night we left.
Do I have to turn it on, though? Ooh, saw. I'm gonna feel bad for you guys if I scream.
For the first time in years,
Ever.
I felt like I was home.
Alcohol.
But instead of a family,
YouTube, please
there
don't
were just memories of
demonetize
one.
me. It was a joke.
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
That actually sounds really good. I love Chinese. Sorry if I'm
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
Now that sounds weird.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
What last night?
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
I'm guessing I can't go in there. But... ooh. What's this?
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Well, I sure was. It's gotta fit somewhere.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
Should I cut this back down? Hello? Oh god, that's a little loud. Oh! It puts a barrier on it so it doesn't go over that sound. Sorry, I'm still working out my recording.
It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
I haven't really used this equipment.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine
First
Great-Grandma
platform.
Edie living in a nursing home.
Huh.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
I'm confused, but okay. I'm guessing crouch is just an automatic thing, because I can't press anything to crouch. There's no tab. M pauses. M, B, B, C, X, Z, F, G, H, J, K, L, M. P pauses. O, I, U, Y, T, R, E, Q. Q zooms, so I'm guessing there's like with 2 or 3 buttons that does everything.
After Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got pretty sick of salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
I bet that smells disgusting. Because it's been sitting there for years and everything. Why haven't those books fallen
After
yet?
Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes. I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room.
Oh, good God, the leg. Oh, wait, never mind, it was loading.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
It worked, guys. Guys, it works.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
It is indeed time to find out, young Midoriya. I
Reading
am
this,
going
maybe it sounds
to
like I
get
had a
copyright
plan.
struck.
But I had no idea what was behind that door.
Huh? Whose room is this?
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Saving. Something tells me something important is about to happen. Oh, this one. Yeah, I've seen this
December
one. That's
13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
I don't want to go to sleep. What is that lump in my bed?
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Okay, thank God. I saw that light up. I was like, don't eat your fish. This door. Yes, it's this one.
I ate a lot of things that night.
Huh. Is she gonna eat
I kept
toothpick?
eating and eating. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Come here, birdie. Oh, I go this way.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Where does this cricket hear it? I missed it. Aha!
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Land shark.
I rolled off the cliff and into the ocean.
What, Tanner?
Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off your flipper, and it tasted really good.
Hi. I know you missed me.
Grabbed on tight. And when I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet. shouldn't.
Belly with a rusty razor, his belly with a rusty razor, his belly with a rusty razor, riding no more. What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? It came upon a midnight clear, that glorious dawn of old, from angels descending near the earth to touch their hearts of gold. Peace on the earth was filled to men, from exaltation came. The world in solemn stillness lay to hear.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe. I got closer and closer. All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Well, that's not creepy.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have. I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Yeah, let's stay away from the bed permanently. Dangerous parkour. No, not the leg.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Oh.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
That's sad.
Her room was like a museum.
I want to look around for clues before I do any of those things again.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
I don't want to go in there yet. I want to do this before I go in there.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
What button do I press? Oh, I feel like an idiot.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Odin Finch.
The only
It's pink
trace
and
Grandpa
fuzzy.
Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Oh, it's sealed shut. Oh. Oh, that one. Wait, so do I just use the same key for all these locks? Wrong way.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Oh. Oh, so you're not gonna fix the pop-up book? Okay.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Okay, so crouching is an
From the paintings
automatic.
on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
I've seen like 2 of these. That's opposite, and this isn't one of them.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
This one's a really sad one, I think.
I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Rest in peace, Calvin. That's just painful.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing. After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Can I not look out the peephole?
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
A house of secret and mystery.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
No, this way. I'll be right back. I
Growing
gotta
up,
go grab something.
I always thought of
Hey,
Barbara
Texas.
as a child star.
Alright. Let's get back to
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent. She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
This is gonna get copyright struck, but well.
gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Okay, I need to actually start playing the game.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb,
again.
relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter. Walter, are you there?
Walter vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Why'd I take my eyes off him? That's gonna be stupid. From the music, this is gonna be a Michael Myers thing. And see, look, I was
The
right.
hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending. I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box. Edie's father, Odin, built the original house. Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
I'm sorry, guys. I had to grab something to eat. I was hungry.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara. My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin. As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of. It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key. The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait. Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
Well, that's dark. I never did find a story in here.
I wonder if that comic was right about there being a key inside the music box near the basement.
Wait, yes, that's right. Thank you for reminding me. Where was it again?
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
That's dark.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot. I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
Well, this is some weird dialogue.
And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
You've lived in this bunker for 30 years. You can do it for another 30. It's a joke, guys. Don't.
I know it's out there somewhere.
Please.
Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Oh, 2005. That's one of the latest it's been.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
Okay, it's just rust.
Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Rest in peace, Walter. That's a really bad way to go out. Is that a light? Maybe their whole family.
I don't know if I
was
should
on
even be
drugs.
writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
Okay, that's not the way I go. I thought I was about to die. Like, you know.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Hold up, I gotta check my phone real quick. Alright.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
That's a nice
What kind of family
generator.
finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Apparently your family.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edith who designed the cemetery.
He died at 53. $93. 49.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Is that like him?
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Why would you even come if you're pregnant at all? Hold up. If you got a child on the way or a child, that's stupid.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
I love it.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
That's the thing. I want to see if I can find anything else before I go over there. I guess I have to go over there.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Goodness. That's what I'm saying.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off. Not quite.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Aw. You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
I'm over here, Dad.
Why is it not letting me zoom in?
Dad.
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. keep yourself squared up, elbows down, like we practiced. Whenever you're ready. Great shot, Don! I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
One, two, three, four, United States Marine Corps. Don't tell me there's all these secret passages and I can't even find one. If I'm missing one, I'm gonna be so ashamed of myself. Like, if it's in, like right in front of me, I'm gonna be so ashamed of myself. Like, I'm literally just gonna hate myself for the next, like, 2 weeks. Wait, why are there shotgun shells with a rifle? Why are there shotgun shells with a rifle? Why are they floating? Oh wait, they're supposed to be on a pane of glass. Considering it's letting me go this way, I think I'm supposed to go this way. Can't go back up there. Maybe... America... Yeah. Oh, I think I see the parkour I have to do. gotta be missing something. The bed, the bed, the bed, the bed, the bed. There's an axe right here, but there's nothing I can do with it. I'm an idiot. I literally looked at it several times.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Okay, just loaded it up.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Gregory, it's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw, it sure made him happy. How silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything. What happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too.
It's so sad.
Good luck,
No.
Kay. Love, Sam.
can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea.
Next, I might play Hollow Knight.